Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope everybody is doing well today. So I wanted to create this video. I wanted to sort of share, I don't know if you want to call this like a framework, or I suppose it's some of the elements that we use when it comes to building brand, essentially. So if you look down here, it's the process that we use to turn brands doing 250 to 300K a year into $1 million brands. Okay. Now that's anywhere from, what is that, roughly 20 to 25,000 a month in revenue, and building them up into multiple seven, possibly even eight-figure brands. Highly depends on the market, the product that you sell, the obviously the demand for it, the investment that goes in place there as well for these brands that actually want to achieve these goals, because there's going to be obviously an investment of acquiring customers through paid media. Organic is great and all that kind of stuff, but if you really want to scale these things out and kind of be a bit more predictable with sales, be more sort of in front of people on a regular basis, ads do this. Okay, you're working with these social media companies, the likes of obviously Meta, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Google itself. Okay, there's loads of different traffic sources, but these are the tier one traffic sources that I just mentioned there. If you work with those, if you're going to pay to acquire the attention from their user base, they're going to give you every opportunity in the world to be successful, because as long as you're getting an ROI, you're going to keep spending on those platforms. And, organic is fine for a while, but these platforms are huge billion-dollar companies with shareholders involved. And anyway, like any business, it's there to make money. It's there to offer value, and it does that in its user base. And it's trying to offer value to you too, provided you pay to play. A lot of brands just sort of waste their time thinking that, oh, I'll just create more content, but the content goes out, and within a day later, it's kind of fizzled out. It's not in anyone's feed anymore. It's not reaching as many people as you would like it to be. But if you place ads, and good converting ads, that are always being seen on a frequent basis every day of the week, what's the saying goes? They say, if you what is it they say, once you see a kind of a product or an advertisement 7 times, or a brand, it's you start to sort of pay attention to it, probably because you're constantly seeing it. They're constantly in front of your face. Okay, so that's why ads are great. Okay, ads are brilliant. Ads are brilliant as for scaling a brand. So anyway, you've got a current situation. Like I said, you're in the 250 mark to 300K in the year, and you got this desire over here to sort of hit millions of dollars. So what do we do for brands when it comes to coming in to helping them achieve that? Well, here are the primary kind of elements here that we use. Okay. Now, I will be honest, I would like to add more. As the founder of Byrne Media, I'd like to acquire more talent, not in these areas in particular, because we do have that already, but I would like to use other elements, which I might talk about in another video. PR being one of them, and possibly even TV as well. So anyway, what do we do? Well, if you're running ads or not, if you're a brand and you're running ads or not, the most important thing we need to do right is there's two things we do, should I say. One is the customer acquisition element. So that's the running of the ads. And then the retention side is all about obviously building out lifetime value. We do that through email and SMS. We do that through the likes of building community, gamification. Influencers could be tied into retention as well as customer acquisition. But essentially, when we're running ads, we want to be making sure that that when we're spending money, that they are being profitable at the most bare minimum, certainly at the very beginning, that they're actually at least breaking even. Okay. So turning ads profitable, how do we do that? We got to make sure that we look at the ad. Is it acquiring the attention? Is it drawing people in? Is it converting? What can we do to improve that ad, that first initial sort of contact, if you want, from cold audiences, for example? How do we turn those ads profitable? We look at sort of offers, improving the offer, which you can see here as well. improving the offer, improving the AOV. So if we get really good attention with the ads and they're driving people from phase one in the sales process to at least your landing page now, okay, and they're adding to cart, that's great because it's saying that the ads here are pre-qualifying, they're targeting, they're reaching out, the messaging is talking and speaking to the right audience. They see the product, and if they're adding to cart, it's a great intention there that they are looking to purchase. So ads need to be doing that. And we turn this profitable as well by improving the offer and obviously the average order value as well. So we need to, you might have a couple of best sellers, but if we can improve the offer in some way, it will help to generate more sales. It'll help also to increase the average order value. So, which is great if you're spending $20 or pounds or euros to acquire a customer, but you were getting typically 50 as an average order value. Obviously, there's a markup there, but if you can get that up to 60 or even 70 or even 80, depending on your offer, that's obviously the margin is going to be greater again to work with. So obviously profit margins on cost of goods sold and all that kind of good stuff on the actual product itself come into play here. But it's pretty obvious that the greater the gap that we have, the more gap that we create when it comes to acquiring customers, the better, okay, profitably wise. Okay, we can actually even spend more to acquire the customers, and we want to even go a lot more aggressive, and then we actually make that profit up then again, even though we're turning profit here, or we might even minimize that profit here to scale things up and acquire customers even faster because we're outbidding everyone and we're doing those kind of things. We can then, of course, build that lifetime value through email, SMS, which is going to obviously build up the profits. It's a lot more cheaper to actually convert customers here because they know, like, and trust you. They bought your product. They probably liked it. You're emailing them, you're becoming more and more you're building more of a relationship with them, more of a bond. They're seeing you in the community here, for example, here, gamification influencers, they're following influencers, and those influencers are talking about your product, for example. So they're more and more and more bought into the idea that, hey, these guys here are the solution to my desired outcome. So that's how that works. So but look, improving offer, okay, obviously, so we get these two working here. When people land on the actual website, obviously the product page, for example, would be a common one where we would actually target. People move from the product page into the cart page and they actually convert there. So now that the ads are doing its job, okay, how do we improve the ROAS there? How do we improve conversion rates so we can kind of get more bang for our buck? So we obviously look at the product page to see if it's doing a good job of selling. I've mentioned this in another video as well. You can check out here in the channel. But simple things like, are you having social proof? Do you have a good offer, for example? Is your visual imagery and video appealing? Okay, is it calling out the audience? Is it calling out a problem? Do you have bullet points on what the solutions are for the product? Even when they're actually thinking of purchasing, then have you got credibility badges? Are you using social proof? Did I mention that? I'm not sure. Social proof, obviously, from customers who've purchased from me before. So I can tell that the tribe that I'm associated with, they're getting good results. So therefore, that's going to influence me further to actually go and make a purchase. So things like that. Obviously, the cart page as well has elements, again, which is in a separate video I shared as well. But that's the whole point. It's making sure that we can improve the conversion rate, push that up so we can actually get better ROI. And again, building out lifetime value, email, SMS. Okay, so they've purchased once, but now that they've bought this, maybe if we offer this, and this over time, it'll enhance their experience with the brand and the desired outcomes that they have, which will in turn have them spend more money. Okay. And, it's far easier to convert existing customers, as I just said, because of branding and because they have essentially sort of experienced your brand. And it's a lot more, of course, sending out email correctly is a lot cheaper to do than acquiring ads. Again, because the ads are doing, probably a lot of the time, the ads are doing a job of actually acquiring people who have no idea who you are, right? When you're scaling out, when you're not dealing with your warm audiences. When people have literally purchased from you, that's obviously a great thing. But the building out a lifetime value on email and SMS is something that you definitely want to be doing because it's a lot cheaper to convert. Okay, and it's a lot easier. Sorry, simple. It's a lot more cheaper to send that email than it is to buy uh, the ads initially. Building out community. A lot of brands don't really kind of even consider this, but build a community. I'm not talking about your email databases. I'm talking about on social media, and I'm not talking about your Instagram pages. Essentially, I'm actually talking about your Facebook groups. Having a group where you can brand them further about your offers, about your, what's going on in the office today? How many orders are you shipping out today? Is there something funny you can share in terms of content? Loads of different content ideas you can do. Facebook groups get a really good reach because Facebook is all about building community. Obviously, when you're building communities on, or if you're hanging out on Facebook, you're a lot of the time you might be in communities that actually have that come from groups. So you might have interests in sort of fashion, or it could be, music or something along those lines, sports. So you're communicating and getting news in those communities. Why don't you be that, share media to your fans, your audiences, your prospects, your customers, your raving fans, your brand advocates. Brilliant way to just stay top of mind, present offers. You can make sales organically here. um, Very effective, very, very effective, and very free. Just it takes time, but you should have the content there to share to them from your social media pages anyway. Gamification is another great one. I love this marketing channel because I'm all about sort of trying to create fun and reward customers and prospects and that kind of thing for getting involved in contests, getting involved in giveaways. That's essentially it. Okay, you can come up with a really, really strong offer where people get really excited about it, and you can build your prospecting list pretty quickly here. As long as you have a good foundation to work off, your brand advocates will start sharing that around to other people who may take an interest. So you're getting more prospects coming in. They're getting branded. They're following your social media pages. They're getting a chance to actually maybe experience your product. And if you're smart with gamification, you can actually make quite a bit of money, even running a giveaway. Okay. So, and then you've got influencers, which obviously a lot of people watching this video would use influencers primarily to generate sales, brand awareness. Having the influencer who has got a lot of trust and authority and loyal followings, if you're working with the right guys here, they can do wonders for your brand as well. So we would create a database of influencers to kind of constantly be in touch with, so we can actually get the brands that we're working with to collaborate with the influencers, or we do that for them. So essentially we would run a campaign depending on the time of year. And we'd have a bunch of influencers that would be talking about the product, and they're creating content which you can actually then use over here again for customer acquisition on by turning, by using, sorry, ads, that sort of content into the ads here. And you can also as well obviously do it through you can share it in your communities here as well, and even on your email and SMS. And of course, as well, I've mentioned this in another video, using user generated content or influencer content in your product pages. Okay. But influencers definitely great for delivering content, creating content for you, but also that brand awareness, leveraging their audiences, that trusted audience, and have them do a sale. They can create like a a branding campaign for you, which may last a week, even a couple of weeks, where they're doing different sort of stories based on the product, and they're warming up their audience to your product, your problems that you're looking to solve, desired outcomes that you're looking to achieve. And the influencers can definitely do a great job there. So that's kind of it. That is more or less the nuts and bolts of what we would do for a brand. Obviously, not every brand will want to get involved in all of this kind of stuff, but we definitely obviously recommend for customer acquisition and retention. It's definitely all about acquiring through uh, social media ads, for example, and improving conversion rate, because we want to be getting more bang for a buck, as I've said before, and building out lifetime value. They're huge. These other three here can also be included as well. They don't have to be, but they definitely just help When your customers are seeing a gamification offer, they're getting excited about that. When there's influencers talking about them that they're following, and now they're talking about your product, there's great branding there. It's like a very omni-channel sort of approach to customer acquisition and retention and essentially branding. Okay, so I would definitely recommend kind of building these things out as well. But if you're looking to just ram these customers in through the door and acquire them by getting higher transactional values as well as building out lifetime value, obviously these four here first are really, really important, especially because you're spending money as well as time. Okay, so that's it, guys. Hope that was helpful. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.